deserve better. Shallowick has got to go.
What's up everybody, Stankie here, and this is how you defeat Mythic Sprocketmonger Lockenstock. Huge shout out to Avocado and the Raid Leader Exchange Discord for help with the strats. Setup wise, you want 2 tanks, 4 healers, and 14 DPS. To make the screw up mechanic manageable, you want at least 9 ranged players to make sure that only range gets screwed. You get 3 sets of drill per phase, targeting 3 players, and the same player can't get drills more than once per phase. So if you've already had drills, you don't need to pre-move out and bait them. And the big new mythic mechanic is Polarization. Half the raid gets red circle and the other half gets blue. If a blue and red circle ever hugs, they get a real nasty dot and get knocked back, possibly into other players, setting off a chain reaction of doom, or you get knocked off the platform. On top of this, throughout the fight, boss swaps these colors around on several players, and the foot blaster mines on Mythic are colored as well. Will always be 2 blue and 2 red, and only blue players can detonate blue mines and vice versa. Due to all of this, positioning and overall movement is completely scripted. Raid plan linked in the description below. And then it's time for Weakauras. You can use either Liquid or Northern Sky Weakora pack for this. As far as I know, Liquids need some setting up and Northern Sky has pre-made stuff as far as I know. But once you've set it up correctly, it will assign players to mines so you know which mines to detonate before they even spawn. And it also counts down to exactly when you should pop yours. And you can find info about how to properly set these up on Liquids and Northern Sky's Swago page, or the RLE Discord. In essence, it checks what color you are, if you have debuff, what class you are, and assigns you to a mine. It will, for example, prio Hunter Mage Evoker for far range mines, as long as they're eligible targets, meaning they don't have the mine debuff and they have the correct color. Moving on, make sure to mark up the room for all mines, like this for Liquids and like this for Northern Sky. And on Mythic, it is extremely important that you clear mines fast, or you get horrible overlaps that will wipe the raid. So the first and second mine popper should always be in position to detonate them before they spawn. This is often the case for range, as some mine patterns have too far away, like on the third set of mines. And like I mentioned earlier, for the far away range mines, Weakora prios Hunter Mage Evoker, but we'll go down the list if none of them are eligible targets, so always be prepared for that. And the reason you want to do mines fast is simply that if you don't, the 4th mine overlaps with, for example, Pyro Party Pack, and you risk losing a lot of players if you detonate a mine at the same time as Pyro Pack goes off, or from being very low when an invention starts. Now, for players targeted by drills, you always want to run out along the conveyor belts and drop it along it. Once you're on the conveyor belt, you can usually AFK and ride along with it, dropping your drills. And depending on where you are in the fight, how far you want to run them out can differ a bit. Like in phase 2, you always start at the wall. And it also depends a bit on what color you are. Now, keep in mind that you should always aim to bait these drills, meaning you should already be in a position to drop them before they go out. If it targets you, awesome. And if it doesn't, just move in from the conveyor belt again. But keep in mind, if you've had drills in phase 1, you will not get them again until phase 2. You no longer need to pre-move and bait. Now, you can have one tank always get the Pyro Party Pack bomb. You just want to make sure to tank swap in time so that the Party Pack tank doesn't have a ton of gravy gunk stacks. And the bomb tank always needs to run far away from wherever raid is to minimize raid damage taken. But let's go over this fight step by step. So on pull, you want to start with range and melee somewhat centered between the marks and wait for polarization. As soon as colors go out, all red goes over to orange and green side, blue marks to the purple and star side. And as soon as mines go out, you want assigned players to instantly start detonating them, following the Weakora, of course. First set will always be healers. And as soon as the last mine is detonated, you want to move boss and raid over here and wait for beams. Do watch out for the traps on these small conveyor belts. Knock knocks you up and puts a dot on you. Following the beam, move boss over to the other side between X and Moon and get ready for new mines. The second set will be all melee, and you also bait drills shortly after mines go out. And as soon as drills are done, everyone stacks up near boss, red and blue on opposite sides for beams and rockets. Rockets don't do any AoE damage, just direct damage to whoever soaks it. But do try and dodge all of them. If you're on low health, you can just move in closer to boss to avoid getting hit. Let someone else take it. After rockets, you get a color swap, so check your debuff and move accordingly. Third set of bombs, range needs to soak too far away on green and orange, so assigned player make sure to move over before they spawn so you can soak them fast. And far range soak should get an external or pop a defensive. At hearts, you also get drills that ends just as new beams and rockets go out, so make sure to drop so you can get back to boss fast. And you deal with this combo same as previous one. Following rocket, you get intermission. For this, you want to have a gateway going between here, around Moon, and in front of green at the edge of the conveyor belt. Be mindful though, the gateway positioning is very precise, or players will just fall or fly off after they gate. So move boss to gateway as soon as rockets end and wait for the colors to swap. Then blue team needs to position themselves so they get knocked over to the end of these conveyor belts, and red team gates over instead. It is extremely important that you press gateway at the right time or you will fly off. You have to wait for the cast to finish and for you to actively start flying before you press the gateway. If you're mid-gateway as the cast finish, you actually carry the momentum from the knock out of the gateway and you fly off and die. During the actual intermission, blue team keeps to this side and red to this. The middle conveyor belts will have traps on them, so make sure to dodge those. But otherwise, there's nothing new, just hurts way more. When intermission ends, you want to drag boss up between green and orange and you get another color swap into new mines with 2 range mines on skull and blue. Again, move instantly when you're assigned. This, you also get new drills. Bait them along the conveyor belt starting at the wall and then move in towards boss along the conveyor belt. Then you stack up near boss for your first set of empowered beams. These are just to get a feel for what's to come. And when the beam ends, move over to the other side. Blue runs along the middle belt. Now as you move, a new set of mines spawn, and assigned range player needs to stay back and soak on purple and star. Soak these fast and bait drills and get back to boss for your next set of beam, but this time with less space and rockets. So for this, you will have virtually no space. You want to look for these tiles, as the beams will always run alongside them if you want some visual aid. And the easiest way to deal with the rockets here is by not dealing with them. You can't dodge, there's no space, so pop a barrier, raid cooldowns, etc. And if a rocket hits, it hits, no biggie. If you're low, you can just move in a bit to make sure you don't get hit. As soon as it ends, you get another color swap into new mines and move boss in between X and Moon, and range baits drills at the wall. These drills ends just as the next set of beams go out, so make sure you drop your last drill just where the beam starts, so you have time to make it into the teensy tiny safe space. Everyone else stack up on boss again for a new set of beams and rockets with no space, but this time you also get magnets trying to pull everyone into beams. For this, you want everyone in the raid to pop defensive cooldowns here, consumables if you're low, and stack some raid cooldowns. And you also want some immuners like hunters to soak as many rockets as possible to keep them from hitting the raid. The raid damage taken during this particular overlap is absolutely insane, so just live! And there's a lot of things that can go south real fast. Players with drills being too slow in, rockets decimating the raid, people getting pulled into beams, or the raid damage absolutely decimating the raid. When it ends, move boss to Moon for another color swap. Then it's time for second intermission. Works like the first one, but now it's reversed. ish. So you need a new gateway going from moon to in front of purple, and this time blue takes the gate when knock goes off, and red team gets knocked to the belts. Otherwise, really nothing new. And when intermission ends, move boss in between purple and star, color swap into new mines, range soak far on skull and purple, and bait new drills. And as soon as mines are done, you want to gather on boss, but where you stack has changed a little bit, like this. This makes dodging balls a lot easier as you're actually able to see them. During this, all you want to care about is dodging balls. Due to recent health nerfs as well as more gear, boss is just about dead at this point, so losing damage is not an issue. Getting hit by a ball, however, is a massive issue. Taking one ball to the face is fine. Two, and you're gonna start losing a lot of players, sometimes most of them. So you really want to be on the ball with this one. And if you've survived with most raiders intact, move boss over to the other side, and at this point you just ignore mines. Just everyone tunnel boss and kill it before they detonate. If it's close, you can pop immunities and extend it a little bit. And yeah, that's about it. And a huge shout out to Mezegis, Floopsy, and Very Alive for footage. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. If you want to help support my channel, check out my Patreon, Twitch, or YouTube membership. You can gain access to the Stankie Discord shoutouts and videos, virtual high fives. Don't forget the usual stuff, like, comment, subscribe, slap that notification bell. It really helps me out. Thank you all for watching. I will see you at the one-armed bandit.